Yes, we'll be back from the break. Of course, means business here with Marcy Katsumi as we are driving you all the way. But still, before we proceed into any other conversation, I would still love to remind you that the markets on the Zabo platform are back and they're already in operation. And star 292 hash is simply the code for you there, which will avail you with options where you'll be in position to actually trade bonds and securities for a fee of just 15,000 Ugandan shillings. Now, the markets, as I speak now, they have already opened. They open at exactly 8:15 a.m. and they're running all the way to 8:15 p.m. West African time. And this is effective from today up to Friday, apart from the weekends and the public holidays when these markets cannot be accessed. But of course, despite that, you have the rest of the days to capitalize and make yourself quite some huge profits. Something which I believe is very key and instrumental when it comes to your financial growth and development as an individual. So that will make this a reality for you as you'll be in position to trade and make yourself money. And that's why it says, my money, my future. And the old East Africa tells you, do something new for yourself. Remember, it is 2023. Well, of course, in various efforts that are being put up together to ensure that we are integrated as the nation, as the region of East Africa, it's very just that actually going. And of course, one of these infrastructures is the railway line. Talking about the standard gauge railway line. And of course, this is to link up, the transportation of the different individuals from one country to another. Of course, in terms of labor force, in terms of material, machines, and all that, that is actually very essential to make sure that there is exploitation of the different, resources. And yes, East Africa is one of those nations, one of those regions that are known to be richly endowed with mineral resources. Uganda gold, so many now oil exploration, which is yet to take place. But all these need, of course, the transportation, need a stable transport to be in there. Because remember, some actually of these minerals are safer to be transported by railway than air transport because of the bulkiness and the tons that they carry, sometimes which may be hard for us as East Africa to own crafts that can actually be in position to handle such huge amounts. But of course, when you have the train steady, they can be able to transport these in massive numbers. And now that brings us to the conversation of the standard gauge railway line. Of course, as we are taking a look here, we see Kenya, Uganda seek, that's about $6 billion to put the standard gauge railway on track. Now we see that the two partners have abandoned the original sponsor, that is China, and are talking to European and Gulf lenders, targeting that is to take the line all the way to the Democratic Republic of Congo. And Democratic Republic of Congo, of course, now of late, Democratic Republic of Congo is still having issues of instability. And of course, we want to see how best that can be put in place. And that followed the meeting of the former president of Kenya, that is Uhuru Kenyatta, meeting President Yoweri Museveni. And they were still discussing on that matter, on how best they can take sides, not really taking sides in particular, but resolve the conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo. That is what is happening, Mercy.
Well, I believe it's the fact that we are now, this is one of the things that really show you how united we are when it comes to transportation, and of course seeing that goods move freely, within one country or into the other. And of course the fact that we are opting to have sponsors, we opted out actually from China. Reasons known to them, okay, and we're opting for European, support.
European lenders.
European lenders. And that means maybe we could have this thing done within the shortest time possible, because we are lacking when it comes to transportation in the Lary side of it, okay? And we are seeing we are having our, actually Uganda, ours, the one that goes via Uganda and all, it's also under construction. I don't know if they have started. And of course, seeing this Uganda and Kenya coming in to push this, that means we have reason for it. calling for an integrated East Africa and Africa when it comes to transportation of our goods and products. Okay, they have to be freely. The other means, actually, I must say, other means are a bit slower. A bit slower. You see, trucks are being held. So with Larry, it's a direct route. It's direct. So there's no stopping it. If they have already reached, they have already reached. So definitely, it's the fastest means so far that we have in East Africa. So I believe $6 billion to help fund this standard gauge lorry that will be cutting from Uganda till Juba and other with time further places. But for now, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, all East Africa, covering East Africa as a whole.
Yeah. Kenya are seeking at least $6 billion, that is from multiple lenders, to jumpstart. That is a construction of the joint standard gauge railway, according to a report here. Of course, the project which stalled after the pullout of the initial finance, that is China. Now, that's why they're resorting to getting to that. China pulled out of the of the project. Now, last week, the two partners pronounced their intention, that is to start the construction of the line by December this year to improve, that is, flow of cargo and, of course, make the Northern Corridor competitive against Tanzania's Central Corridor. So, is this a competition between Kenya, Uganda versus Tanzania alone? Well, I understand sometimes it could be as a result, because you see, Tanzania seems to be more focused on the SADC region, since it has responsibilities in there. Okay, I'm not saying it is more, but more of its attention seems, of course, it may not become to be seen publicly, but it can be actually witnessed as a result of that. Now, transport ministries from the two states signed a deal to finalize joint resource mobilization and, of course, drive in the next 4 months that will fund the railway line from Naivasha to Malaba to Kampala and from Kampala to Kasese to Mpondwe near Congo, with a branch line from Bihanga to Mirama Hills near Rwanda. So you can really definitely see quite a great job that is happening in there. Now, the project is completed. Goods from Mombasa, once the project is completed, goods from Mombasa to the Ugandan border with the Democratic Republic of Congo to Rwanda and Southern Sudan will be ferried by rail. Now, the Northern Corridor partner states have tasked Kampala and Nairobi, that is to ensure that the project is on track. Now in Kampala's plan, the first phase will be Malaba-Kampala, and the subsequent legs are supposed to be fast-tracked. That is to link the capital with the borders of its neighbors, DRC Congo and Southern Sudan, to guarantee the project's viability. Now, the site for financials is on, and the Kenyan and Uganda officials say financials from Europe and Middle East are being drafted, that is into the project, although they did not immediately name the targeted lenders. Of course, talking about specifics, we know that they were Europe, that is the countries that were put in there. During the announcement still of the deal between the two agreements in Mombasa on July 28th, Kenya's Transport Cabinet Secretary, that is said Nairobi has already done a feasibility study that is on the project, and it said that they're going for finances either from Europe or United Arab Emirates, or however, of course, we see comes with the good deal. So regardless, they have opted definitely for Europe, United Arab Emirates, but still they have said if we get somebody with a better deal, we can still go with them. We are not limited to these kinds of people. Now, Kenya's hunt for cash to build an extension of the standard gauge railway from Naivasha to Malaba may see it tie down related facilities, including the Port Mombasa. Now, according to the people in the know, the United Arab Emirates is actually considered as a suitable candidate, as it has also offered to improve the port, the main gateway of the goods destined for the Great Lakes region. You can see that. Kampala still we see that things are smoother with Yapi Makazi, the Turkish firm that was exclusively selected, that is as contractor for the Kampala Malaba line, that is having submitted, that is each technical and now, of course, this is to lead towards evaluation, negotiation, and contract signing, which is expected to be concluded by 1st November. Now, the Yapi Makazi is one of the companies building Tanzania's 754-kilometer standard gauge railway line. Now, of course, we see that the others are two Chinese firms, that is China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation and China Railway Construction Company, and Portugal's that is Motor Angel Africa. Now those are the ones that are being constructed to make sure that they can actually put that into a proposal for a changed model of financing that brings on board a number of export credit agencies, that is official said. Financing with the Ministry of Finance, and according to that, now the financiers have made a contract with the ministry, and they say that Eng Perez Wamburu, that is standard gauge rail project coordinator, who confirmed that a number of ECS, that is external creditors, credit agencies, have come together to bankroll that is the Ugandan section, which has been in limbo for years. Now the Ugandan section has actually been the worst as compared to these other, to Kenya, because actually some of the routes you can really see have really been, the railways, where it is actually find that the soils have already come onto there, the railways have been eroded away in some sort of a way. So it shows you that it's been in a limbo as it's been described in some sort of a way. But anyway, let's hope as a result of the joint bid of they will be able to actually put up this money and put up this standard gauge railway line as one of the ways to facilitate trade. And one of the key aspects here is the movement of cargo and competing with Tanzania's corridor when it comes to trade. But anyway, let us see how that will really transpire. Maybe, if just maybe, it works out. Because when we join funds together, it might seem much more simpler.
No, it's
as
much
compared
better.
to taking a responsibility as individuals.
No, of course, if it was maybe Uganda alone or Kenya alone, I don't think it would actually commence or begin. But the fact that Uganda and Kenya are working hand in hand, there will be something actually to eat. They've already started. So definitely it's going to ease up cargo, and Tanzania, you never know. We are working hard so that maybe in future Tanzania could also consider the rest of East Africa, and also join us. Yeah, it could be possible actually. If
not could be, it is possible.
It is possible, not to be negative. It is possible. So definitely, we are trying to fix this for now, Uganda, Kenya, so that it crosses to Rwanda, Burundi, and of course the other East African communities. But of course, goes as we are trying to seek for funds, whichever available people that are there to support, we shall definitely go so that we can have this kickstart, so that we can have something on our own, as we can embrace as East Africa and say, we have a standard gauge lorry that connects from Malaba to whichever point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, that is it. It's 10 minutes to the top of the hour, and we come to the end of Smart Main's business this Monday morning. Of course, I've been Andrew Barija with Masika Tsime, but of course, still on top of that, I would love to remind you that at Smart24 TV, that's on Twitter, of course, which is now X, that's on our X account, Twitter, and also Smart24 TV Official, that's on Facebook, and Smart24 TV Live, that's on YouTube. Yeah, it's X now, because the icons have already changed from
yes,
Twitter.
I know. Every even Androids have already changed. It's just funny on someone's lips saying
so
X.
we say it's X account. That's the best way to say it out, because it's no longer Twitter.
We are not tweeting, we're Xing.
We are Xing. Yeah, that's what Elon Musk made it be. But anyway, that is on our Twitter, Smart24 TV on Twitter, which is now X, and Smart24 TV Official, that's on Facebook. Smart 24 TV Live, that's on YouTube. You can stream us at any part of the country and any part of the universe, any part of the world that you will be at. And also you have to go to your smart digital, to your Google Play Store and download the smart digital application. Still, you'll be able to stream Smart 24 TV as you could be heading back home and you're stuck in jam. You can stream Smart 24 TV there, and you're coming in from home reporting to work. Well, before you reach to your office to watch this big screen, you can be watching on your phone screen as you're streaming. So that is Smart 24 TV. And that is on the smart digital application, and channel 372 that's on DSTV, and channel 320 on GOTV. You will still be able to catch us at that, and also on our official website at smart24.tv. Yes, you will be in position to get further insights in relation to that, and we are also available on free to air. Well, that is it. And we, the entire Smart Means business team, Andrew Barriga, Masika Tsime, we wish you a fruitful day. Go be productive as we wait for Tuesday and what it's going to be like. But of course, above all, think towards the week. Plan for the week, not just for one single day. Till tomorrow, good morning. Smart